Hello guys, and today I'm going to be telling you a story about how I broke my arm. So, if you guys if you guys get disgusted very easily, then please don't watch this video, and that's all I have to say right now. Let's get right into it. So on, I think March 12th, Benny, bruh. But on March 12th, 2016, this year, I broke my right arm. And that is it is the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. But I'm bringing the story to you because, I don't know, because my dog is right here and wants to play, but I have some severe ADHD. Okay, now we're in my basement because my dog was distracting me so bad from making this video. So, yeah, March 12th, 2016, this year, is when I broke my right arm right here. It was terrible. It was like, I've told you guys that I broke my arm. I filmed videos when my arm was broken, but I never told you the real story of it. So here it is. So when it started was when I went roller skating. Right before the day before spring break, which that was terrible. But yeah, I went roller skating with my whole class for like the whole entire day for I don't know, and I fell once, and that was at the very end when we were getting off the arena, getting out of the arena. I fell right onto my arm, and I think that's where it got fractured, right about here at my, right there, I think. See, right there is where it got fractured. And then, which I wasn't really, I went through that very well. I didn't cry a little tear came down right there because, it hurt. It hurt, but I could face the pain. And I was just like, I didn't think that was a big deal. Because I fractured my arm before when I was little, but I didn't know that it was that. Well, I knew that something was up with it, but I didn't know that it was that. But I fractured it right there, and so I went through that really easily. I just went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, this actually really hurts. So I bent my wrist when I got off, and like this, like that, and I could feel the grinding of my bones, and it was, oh, I can't. It just makes me cringe talking about it because I could feel the bones grinding together, and it was, ugh. I mean, and then when I actually broke my arm, this is the part where it gets the worst. This is the worst part of it ever. And so I was coming off of it, and I was out on the thing where I was out of the arena, and there was a step down, so I had to step down on my roller skates. Then I fell again and landed on that same exact arm, but this time my arm was like that on there, like that. And then right at right about, I don't know, here. I can't do it with this. Right about here, it bent back. It was like when you're bending your arm, like that, but it went like that, but it went this way on my arm, like, so my arm was like bent back, back that way, so it was bent, and so my arm was like in this position like that, and right about here it bent back, so this part right here was touching the ground, and this part was already fractured, and like I was the only one that was able to see it because it was totally broken right there, and this part of my arm was just regular straight up, and this part was all the way down, and then I lifted my arm up and it like went back into place, which was, oh my gosh, and you could hear it like you could hear my bones snap. And so I go over, sit on the bench and take my roller skates off in severe pain, and we get back to my school like 20 minutes after that, and my dad luckily was, or I don't remember, but oh yeah, it was my dad. He came and got me. We went to the hospital, and I was just like, I was dazed. And thank you to all my friends in my class that really helped me get through that really good, and helped me with everything. So I went to the doctor, and it was the worst. I told him what happened. And well, it was the hospital. They took me into the ER, and then an hour or so later, they gave me x-ray. I had to sit there like laying down the whole entire time with my arm, like it was so uncomfortable. After that, I was there, and my arm was like so numb. It was terrible pain. Couldn't feel anything in my arm, which luckily that was good but it was so broken. And they took x-rays. They were like, because they already saw my arm, and they're like, that's broken. And when it's like, when I was laying down on the bed, my arm was kind of like you could see where it was broken, like right there. It was like down a little bit, and it's like curved down, so they did give me painkillers, which later wore off after I got my cast put on. And they were like, to put my cast on, they had to squeeze, like when they were putting like the stuff around it, the like fabric kind of thingy. They had to, after they put, well, during the time that they were putting the wrap around my arm, they had to squeeze the part that was broken, because they had to put it like back in place, and so my cast could actually heal it. And oh my gosh, that was the worst. I was sitting there like laying down, and they were taking my arm and like squeezing it at that place, and I was just sitting there just clenching my jaws as hard as I could, and my eyes were squint shut. I didn't shed one tear during that time. It was terrible. I was hyperventilating the whole entire time. I broke my arm, which was really bad because I have asthma, which makes it so like I was almost passed out at that time. They almost had to do surgery on my arm. They were debating whether they would or not, but they were able to put. Luckily, they were able to put the bone back in place in my cast, which was really good. And I had that cast for I don't know, a month. I'll show you that cast in a minute after I'm done talking about the story, but yeah, I have that cast, and a month later they go take me in, they put a shorter cast on so I can bend my arm, which I wasn't used to bending my arm during that time, so yeah. And the night that I broke my arm, I couldn't move my fingers for like not 5 days, but 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure. Like, my arm would like, I don't know. But one time, I was like, I got scared by like my friend. My friend scared me, and then like my bone like went out of place in my thing. So I couldn't do anything for like that whole entire night. I had to like sit there until it got back in place, but yeah, and my arm still hasn't really regained the muscle that it has to have. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know if it's really gonna be the same ever, but I got my green cast, and that was just, I didn't keep that one because I don't know. Which I did spill stuff like water all over it once, and yeah, I got that cast. They took it off, and then like a month later after that, and so I had to have it till like from March until May, and it plus it was on my right arm, and I'm right-handed for everything, and except baseball, which I don't throw with my left hand. I hit with my I bat with my left hand, which obviously I can't do without my right hand unless I just did like that. But yeah, that was the worst time ever. You've seen my cast before, but I'll show you it totally here in a minute. But yeah, you guys probably, if you're sticking around right now, I think you have like a pretty strong stomach that you won't that you won't throw up. That yeah, well, maybe you threw up when you were hearing this, but I didn't put it into as much detail as it actually happened, which would be totally something that I would never put on YouTube because only you wouldn't be able to know, like, when that gymnast in the what are they called again? Olympics, yeah. I think, but I know it's called Olympics, but I don't know if it was in the Olympics or something, but he, when he broke his leg and you could see like it, his leg went out of place. That's what it looked like, but for me, it was on my arm, which totally sucked. I was unable to do anything for so long, and yeah, and that's my story of when I broke my arm. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you didn't, just don't do anything, because a lot of you that watch my videos actually saw me break my arm. But yeah, just drop a like on this video for me because I did not want to share that story anyways, but I did. I don't know why I did, because it's disgusting. But yeah, see ya when I show you my cast.